What's up? It's George the Fragrance Apprentice, the man who is trying single-handedly, in fact the man who is single-handedly bringing back single fragrance reviews, and you know what? It's working. The review that I did on Gentleman Brase Breview Reserve Elixir Private Accord has got 10 million views. That's actually accurate. I didn't Photoshop that. The Lamal Elixir video that I released yesterday, 120 million views. Suck it, Jeremy. What are you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit. I'm taking over everywhere. Michelle, she's gone. Jeremy, gone. Fragrance Jesus, immortal. We can't do anything about him. 160 million views. This review of TABAC by Terrance Hughes is currently on 7.8 billion views, and I haven't even uploaded the video. Bring back the single fragrance views. They deserve to be heard. We deserve to know about single fragrance views. I'll be uploading a top 10 tomorrow, I promise. Mr. Terrance Hughes is a very controversial figure in the fragrance community. He is both loved and hated by pretty much everybody. He's a very divisive figure. I think that he and I are similar in the way that we are both sort of a bit eccentric, both a bit opinionated, and both incredibly short. But it's okay, Aaron. We're short kings. Who wants to be fucking tall? I don't. Don't be fooled by Joe Rogan, mate. I'm literally the same height as Joe Rogan. And I'll fight him as well for dominance. And I'll win. Alright, so yeah, Terrance Hughes TABAC is unequivocally one of the most interesting fragrances that I've smelled. It is a kind of like a combination of everything that he's done. Kind of so far, it's very much in his style. The best way that I could describe it, sort of straight off the bat, this is like an ashtray, as in it's ashy, it's sooty, it's harsh. It's a very, very harsh scent. So let's get into would you like this? This is a tough one. This is a brutal fragrance. Strangely very sweet. The best way I could describe this, right, is that this fragrance is like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. What I mean by that is when you first meet Jesse Pinkman in Breaking Bad, you don't like him. Or you just think he's a sort of a so-so character. You know, a loudmouthed hip-hop kid, typical kind of 2000s hip-hop kid, you know, young and vacuous and not really anything special. But as the series goes along, and you think he's just basically a deadbeat white trash drug dealer or drug maker. But as the series goes along, you start to have more of an appreciation for him, and you start to see that he is human after all, and that he has layers and layers, and he has emotional quandaries, and he has conflict, and by the end of it, he becomes like most people's favorite character apart from Walter, right? In fact, by the end of it, I was rooting more for Jesse than Walter. And so when you first spray this on, you just think that this is kind of like this loudmouthed, balls to the walls, you know, kind of ashtray, tobacco smoke. There's not really anything to it. It's simple, it's brash, and you're not going to really like it. And then 5 minutes into this fragrance, it starts to smell like Christmas pudding. And you're like, what? So there's layers to this, there's subtleties to it. Interesting, unique, definitely. And I think, in my opinion, the culmination of everything that Aaron has been doing for the past 5 years. Presentation, Terrance Hughes TABAC. I mean, I think that this is the best rendition of his fragrance bottles so far. The first time that I saw this was when he and Chris gave me Smolder, and there are similarities to this with Smolder and Onyx. And as I like both of them, I think that, like, I might as well just tell you this. So if we were to sort of rate them, Smolder would be at the bottom, then Onyx would be 2. Onyx is really, really good. Big compliment getter if you're interested. When Chris was wearing Onyx around Milan this year, and he was getting compliments so much. In fact, it really kind of stole the show. We were at a niche, you know, fragrance market with tons and tons of fragrances, and people kept coming up to him and saying, what are you wearing? So Onyx is really, really powerful, really, really good fragrance. But a league above that to me is TABAC. TABAC is those kinds of fragrances, but really, really succinct. Actually, the more that I smell this, and the more that I appreciate it, there is quite a lot going on, but there is a straightforward theme. Presentation-wise, I think it's fine. It's not one of my favorite presentations ever. I like the jewels, I like it, but it still just feels a little bit monotone, and it just still feels as though, you know, Aaron's a huge personality, and I feel as though this is a little bit straightforward for him, but that's personal taste. So I don't love this presentation, but I don't hate this presentation. For me, the presentation is a 3 out of 5. It's also a little bit flimsy there. I could very easily tear that off, which I'm not going to. The scent is gorgeous. This was number 2 on my autumn list. It is getting a 5 out of 5. So I'm going to commission Edwin for some artwork. If you don't know what Edwin is my artwork AI generator. He's one of the more popular ones that you'll probably know anyway. But yes, I've now gotten to the point with these fragrance reviews and even some of the top 5 lists or whatever. I'm going to be telling Edwin what I think and the sort of the picture that I see, and he's going to create the artwork for it. So for me, medieval stone cabin. The fire is on, but there's like ashtrays everywhere. It's Christmas. Maybe it's kind of even Victorian Christmas. There's Christmas pudding and Christmas decorations. But there's like a medieval kind of cold vibe to it. There's somewhere in between kind of like cool, cold, and warm and snuggly. It's in that sort of like limbo, uncanny valley, if you will, between hot and cold. And there's kind of like a gothic kind of feel to the place. And maybe there's lots of different kind of, there's ashtrays, there's a bit of incense, a lot of smoke. So Edwin, I'd love to see what you'd come up with. So that is one of the images, and here's another one of the images. That is what I get from Aaron Terrance Hughes TABAC. But it's beautiful, it's enticing, it's encompassing, it's really cool, and I really, really enjoy it. And there's also, I know it's a bit too late to tell Edwin this, but there's also like a Peaky Blinders kind of thing going on with this scent. You know, everything, Peaky Blinders to me is really stylish, but yet it's very violent. And that is kind of what TABAC is with me. It's a violent yet stylish kind of 1920s, like, you know, Birmingham in the 1920s, 1930s. There's smoke and fire and everything like that. It's totally that aesthetic. I'd give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's gorgeous. The projection and longevity is absolutely stunning. It is a 5 out of 5 all day long. Overall, the overall performance. This is strong. It's very, very punching out. It's very good, very steady, not completely beast mode, but just enough to give it a 5 out of 5, and longevity, you're going to be smelling this all day. Overall, I love Aaron Terrance Hughes' TABAC. It is my favorite creation by him. Apart from the unnamed fragrance that Chris showed me in this video that I'm still not yet allowed to reveal the title of, as far as I know. But that and this are my favorite Aaron Terrance Hughes'. This is my favorite autumn and winter, and the unnamed one that is presumably coming out next year, that is my favorite summer one by him. Out of the two, I think that even that one was better, but this is a fantastic autumn and winter fragrance, and I would totally recommend it if it sounded cool to you. Thanks very much. I'm the Fragrance Apprentice, and I'll see you soon. Bye.